Shalom and welcome to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. This is Meditation and Mindfulness with Rabbi Adam Kligfeld.
This meditation is going to focus on a curious piece of the Parsha, Parshat Chukat, that deals with the ritual of the Parah Adumah, the red heifer, that was raised and slaughtered and mixed with water. Its ashes were to create a potion that would bring people back from a state of tumah, of spiritual impurity, from having been in contact with a corpse, back to tahara. And the curiosity that I want to focus on has nothing to do with death or corpses or red heifers, but has to do with the fact that there is a recipe here for kind of spiritual back and forth, in that the Kohen who administered the ritual had to himself start off in a state of tahara, spiritual purity, in order to bring the other person from tuma, spiritual impurity, back to spiritual purity. But in the process of doing so, the Kohen himself became tameh, spiritually impure, meaning that there is a spiritual cost to nursing someone back to life. And I want us to meditate on that part of what is taxing about being in a relationship, and particularly in caring relationship, and how we rebuild our own spiritual resources. So more words than I wanted to share because I want it to be meditative, but that's the context. If you haven't already, I invite you to close your eyes. Feel your body beginning to ease and calm. A sense of descent or lowering as you are not just lowering physically into your chair and feeling your legs or your feet lowering into the surface beneath you, but you're lowering yourself deep into you. It's almost as if you can feel your very cells and fibers on an elevator downward into a depth. As we let the natural resources that we all have, that our body knows about, to pull back, to descend, to relegate sounds around us to the periphery, so that for this moment there is nothing to see, nothing to do, nothing to want. Just breathe. Just breathe and be. Let's start with a 10 count of breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Slow, steady, intentional, luxurious, wonderful breathing. And there's a wonderful thing about counted breathing as we're meditating. Keeps us calm, keeps us honest, reminding ourselves with the very rhythm of that count that the only thing there is in this moment is this. No panic, no concern for the moment about things that need to get done. It's you, your body, your breath, and this moment. And I want you to conjure any of the roles that you are playing in your life, where you're a caretaker, a nourishment giver, a healer, a helper, a coaxer back to health or life. Relationships or interactions that are drawing upon your life force, upon your strength, upon your vigor, which is not an endless tank. I want you to see yourself in one of those moments and conjure the person or the people who are the recipients of that life flow of yours. And like the Kohen administering the Parah Adumah, try to visualize what it means to have your own life force, your own tahara depleted as you give. Love does not diminish when you give it, but vigor can. Observe yourself proudly, happily, enthusiastically, giving of yourself and your strength and your vitality. What a gift. And watch your own measure of it retreat and decrease. Watch it as a curiosity, not as a sadness. It just is. There is less of you to give once you have given. And now the flip. Conjure the people or the places that you go that fill that emptiness created by your own giving. Is it a mentor who you haven't called recently? An activity that is reinvigorating? Just a dear one who you know fills you up when you're in their presence. And just watch that exchange in your mind. You are giving and you're receiving. Your resources being drawn down and being built back up. A constant cycle of tuma and tahara. Life ebbing and life flowing. Giving and receiving. Weakening and strengthening. And we breathe into that for a few more moments. And when you're ready, you could open your eyes. May we and all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May we all be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May we all experience true happiness that has no taint of suffering. And may we live in great equanimity, free from burdening attachment to loved ones and contempt for others, but rather with compassion for all. I say shalom and namaste, and be well.
You have been listening to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. If you enjoy these podcasts, we invite you to write a review on the Apple Podcast site or wherever you get your podcasts. For more information about Temple Beth Am Los Angeles, go to tbala.org.